I'm Lou Grant. Mary asked me to do a promo for Me TV.
You want to see me, Lou?
Not now, Ted. Watch me on...
Danish donut?
I said not now, Ted. Watch me on Me TV.
You don't like me? I'll fire you.
Watch Mary Tyler Moore. I'll fire you.
Me TV Fresno, now on Comcast Channel 187.
Meow.
Welcome to Connect With Me. I'm Lauren Bouthillier, filling in for host John Mallos, and today it's Spotlight on Entertainment, and it wouldn't be Spotlight on Entertainment without our guest, Becky Cinema. We're talking Oscars, and we are talking about the latest movies that are in theaters, so make sure you join us.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Welcome back to Connect With Me here on Me TV Fresno, Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6 if you have an antenna. We're broadcast live here off the showroom floor at Ventura TV, so make sure you call in today for the show. Our number is 559-265-4331. And if you're a regular viewer of Connect With Me, you're probably wondering where John is. Well, rest assured, he is doing all right. He's just still feeling a little bit under the weather, so that's why I'm filling in for him here today. But I promise you he will be back soon because I know that he misses being here and he misses all of you guys. But anyways, let's get down to business. We are talking about the Oscars today and our latest movies in theaters. This past Sunday was the 85th Annual Academy Awards, also referred to as the Oscars. Seth MacFarlane hosted the Academy Awards for the first time this year, and get this one, it was the most watched ceremony since the 76th Annual Academy Awards in 2004. Although some may say it felt like a marathon telecast, the Oscars brought many surprises and made history this year, from the First Lady announcing the Best Picture Award to Daniel Day-Lewis taking top honors. Not only are we talking Oscars today, but we are also reviewing the latest movies in theaters. Live in our studio is our guest, Becky Cinema, Connect With Me's official movie critic, and she's here to share her comments, what she liked, disliked about the Oscars and about the movies in theaters right now. So we want you to join us and make sure you call in, give us your input, what you also thought. Our number again is 559-265-4331, so make sure you call in. We'll be back after this break.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Welcome back. It is Spotlight on Entertainment today, and we are talking with Becky Cinema about the Oscars and the latest movies in theaters. But let me just start by saying, whenever Becky Cinema is here, for good time's sake, I have to do what John does. Becky, you look so beautiful today. Beautiful as ever to be here. We are so glad to have you.
Thanks. You look great too, Lauren.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
But let's get right down to it, the Oscars.
Yes.
What did you think this year?
Terrible. Awful. I thought Seth MacFarlane was one of the worst. I thought a lot of his gigs were really in poor taste. Having the LA gay men's chorus behind him when they did the song We Love Boobs. Who wants to see that? That was so stupid. And then also at the very beginning when Captain Kirk dropped down on the screen and gave him directives as to what to do. Awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I heard that there were a lot of laughs in the theater. The audience thought it was funny at the time, but critics are saying that it was tasteless humor.
Absolutely
It was
ridiculous.
male-centric.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what could you really expect from Seth MacFarlane? Yeah, you know, he's just, that's, I mean, look at what he's written, what he's produced.
Yes.
It kind of comes along with it, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't watch The Family Guy or any of the other shows that he does. I thought Ted was mildly amusing, but as a host, he won't be back.
Well, speaking of Ted, Ted did show up at the Oscars that day. What did you think of that?
Again, he was a little off color. I know that there's a special technique to bring him on there.
Yes.
You know more about that than I do.
He was actually, when they decided that they were going to have Ted on the show with Mark Wahlberg, they did it all prior to the show. They filmed it all, and then Seth MacFarlane also did his voiceover. He pre-recorded that for Ted prior to the show. So people actually in the audience there, they only saw Mark Wahlberg standing next to an empty stool while it was going on. So I thought, well, that's pretty interesting. I don't know.
He did okay with it. I mean, talking to no one. So
I think it would have been interesting to see how that would have looked if you were actually in the Dolby Theater and you saw him kind of like standing there next to an empty stool.
It's kind of a blue screen sort of thing. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And then what about, critics are saying that the Oscars were more about the music this year than the movies.
I didn't get that. I think Hugh Jackman came on and talked about how the musical is coming back. And then he went back to recent musicals, and they had a number from each of them, and I was like, what? I mean, you know, our musical's coming back? Who can say? But Les Miserables was our only one this year. So I thought that was completely unnecessary, you know, going through the whole
12
song.
performances. 12 musical performances at the Oscars, and then some included Jennifer Hudson, Barbra Streisand, Adele. She sang the theme song for Skyfall. So there was quite a bit of musical performances.
Well, they typically do that, though, you know, for nominated songs that they think are going to win. They don't go through all of them. And Adele did well with Skyfall. So, and Streisand certainly did well with Memories, you know, as an homage to Marvin Hamlish, who died this year.
Yes.
So,
but then aside from all the music stuff, I just have to ask you, what did you think about Michelle Obama announcing the Best Picture winner?
Let me just do this. You know, completely unnecessary. What does she have to do with movies?
You know, that's exactly what Donald Trump said. And this is a quote, he said, they shouldn't be mixing politics with Hollywood.
Well, what's it about? I mean, she's, you know, what? It was ridiculous. It was Jack Nicholson getting ready to announce the Best Picture. And then the screen comes
totally
down there.
Upstage.
Yeah. Absolutely absurd.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Over to Best Actor. Our nominees were Bradley Cooper from Silver Linings, Joaquin Phoenix, Daniel Day-Lewis, Denzel Washington, and Hugh Jackman. And as we know, Daniel Day-Lewis took the Oscar for that for Lincoln. Were you surprised? Did you expect any different?
No, not at all. He's an actor in his own category. There aren't any actors that can touch him, and he really immerses himself in the role, and you could tell from his performance. And he's such an unassuming person. I mean, I really liked his acceptance speech, you know, giving a shout out to the other nominees, and also being very modest about it.
Yeah, well, I knew you were a huge fan of Lincoln, so
yes,
I was kind of figured that you're rooting for him in the Best Actor department.
I think everybody, I had my own poll going, you know, $1 a category, and everybody went for Daniel Day-Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Best Actress, we had Jessica Chastain from Zero Dark 30, Jennifer Lawrence from Silver Linings Playbook, and a couple other actresses. And Jennifer Lawrence took that one.
Let's see, who else do we have?
For Best Actress. Naomi Watts.
The unpronounceable girl's name from the Beast of the Southern Wild. Naomi Watts and Emmanuel Riva
from Amour.
Yeah. I thought it was ridiculous that Jennifer Lawrence got it. She's a good actress. She's 22 years old. She's got maybe 4 films in her body of work. Naomi Watts, if you saw The Impossible, it's a fantastic film. I'd say it's a much better film than any of the ones who were nominated for Best Film. And her performance and the body of her work is just incredible. I think she should have got it, and I think she thought she should have got it by the response when she heard Jennifer Lawrence got it.
Yeah.
So Jennifer Lawrence, you know, yeah, okay. But at 22, you know.
I think the whole Silver Linings Playbook movie as a whole was a good movie. But I feel like even like Bradley Cooper's acting in there and then her, it wasn't Oscar winning.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
And not to mention, Jennifer Lawrence fell when she was going up to accept her Oscar. She fell on the stairs. So, but we do have a phone call. Let's take that. Welcome. You are on Connect with Me Live. What's your comment or question about the Oscars today?
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to know if there was a local venue where we could go, Fresno residents can go and see these movies.
I'm not sure I caught what he said. Where you can go see movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movies that were on awards.
A couple of them are out on DVD already. I think Les Miserables and, let's see.
Well, we were just talking about Amour and how they're probably going to bring that back into theaters because it was only here one day.
Right.
Correct?
It hasn't actually been released here in town.
Okay.
So it will come out. But the rest of them are still in the theaters around town.
Oh, okay.
Except for the two that have been released on DVD. So that's how you could get them.
Yeah, well, maybe just check out online the local theaters and see what's playing. They might bring some of them back since they were nominated for Oscars. But thank you for your call. And right now we have to go to break, so we will see you in just a minute.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified, ready, steam-equipped, high-efficiency Frigidaire affinity place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Frigidaire laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
And we're back here on this Spotlight on Entertainment. We just had a phone call, but the lines are open, so make sure you call in. The number is 265-4331. But back to our Oscar talk, we have Best Picture. Nominated for Best Picture was Amour, Argo, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Beast of the Southern Wild, Silver Linings Playbook, Zero Dark 30, Django Unchained, and Les Mis.
Yes.
And Argo took that one.
Yes, I kind of expected that to happen because Ben Affleck had been bellyaching about the fact that he didn't get nominated as director, and also was getting a lot of awards, and he was getting awards for directing from other awards shows. So now that he's got it, okay, take it and shut up about it. You know, I mean, get over it. So I didn't think it was the best
he didn't even
picture.
seem all that happy when he won it. He just kind of had this straight face on, like, oh, good, I deserved this type of thing.
He did. He was completely ungrateful. I didn't think it was the best film by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay, well, let's hold that thought. We have another phone call. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. What's your question?
Yeah, good morning. Is it Lauren?
Yes, Lauren.
And Becky. Okay, here's the question. When Becky is viewing a movie, what is the first number one thing she looks for when I guess reviewing the movie? Can she answer that one?
That's a good question.
If she knows, or well, I'm sure she knows. But what is the number one thing she looks for?
Well, thank you.
In critiquing the movie.
Thank you. That's an excellent question.
Thanks for your call.
And what I'm looking for is a good story. And if the film doesn't have a good screenplay, good story, it can't be a successful film.
Okay.
A lot of films are made without a good story, and they don't turn out well. So it's the playwright that is really the most important person, way before the director adds his acting. Yeah. So look for the story. If the story is cohesive and makes sense, and it's following every frame, is moving the plot along, then it's probably going to be a good film. So the first thing I look for is a good story.
Well, good. So now you know, if you're out looking at movies, make sure that it has a good storyline first and that it's set up right. But back to Argo, who won Best Picture. And we were talking about Ben Affleck, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
That's how he acted. But we can take a look at the movie trailer from Argo.
What happened? 6 of the hostages went out a back exit.
Where are they? The Canadian ambassador's house.
You got Revolutionary Guards going door to door. These people die. They die badly. White House? Who wants the 6 of them out?
What we like for this are bicycles.
Deliver the 6 bikes, provide them with maps.
Or you could just send in training wheels and meet them at the border with Gatorade.
It's gonna take a miracle to get them out.
And Argo actually won 3 Oscars this year. So aside from Best Picture, they won film editing and writing. So,
yeah, you know, it did well. I think it did better than I expected. In fact, I know it did better than I expected. I thought it was a good film, not a great film.
Yeah, when it came out, it was kind of one of, you know, those movies when they first come out and you automatically think, okay, like this is going to definitely be nominated for an Oscar. I didn't really think that of Argo when I first saw the trailer and the previews for it. So I was kind of shocked that it won as many Oscars as it did. Not to say it wasn't a good movie, it's just,
yeah, it's good. It's not great.
And then what about Best Foreign Language Film?
More, no question. And then it won also, so there wasn't any doubt.
Yep, and then Amor also won. Was that their only Oscar they won this year? I believe so.
As far as I know, yeah.
So there's no surprises on that one. You
no,
knew it.
It's a fabulous film. So
why do you think they haven't brought it to Fresno yet then?
Well, it takes a long time for foreign films to get here, and a lot of times, instead of releasing in a major theater, Fresno Filmworks will get it.
Okay.
But since this was a Best Foreign Picture Academy winner, it'll probably be generally released in at least Edwards, and it'll probably last for about a week. So go during that week and see it. It's absolutely wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, if you haven't seen Amor and you haven't really seen previews for it, we do have the trailer. So let's go to the trailer of Amor, and you guys can take a look at that.
Je me suis rappelé comment je vous écoutais toujours faire l'amour quand j'étais petite. Ça me donnait le sentiment que vous vous aimiez et qu'on resterait toujours ensemble.
No, it's not okay. Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Tu ne vas quand même pas malmener ton image sur tes vieux jours.
Je m'en garderai bien. Mais c'est quoi mon image?
Tu es un monstre parfois.
Non mais dis-moi, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? T'es devenu fou?
Assieds-toi.
Non mais je veux pas m'asseoir. Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici?
Well, for everyone that just tuned in, that was the movie trailer for Amor. They did win Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars. And one movie that actually took home quite a few Oscars that you haven't really seen or heard talked about for as many Oscars as they brought home was Life of Pi. They took home 4.
Yes.
And if you saw Life of Pi, you probably know the beautiful cinematography in it.
Absolutely stunning. I mean, giving Ang Lee the nod by giving him Best Director. The cinematography was just fantastic. I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful film than that one.
Yeah, they took home cinematography, directing, music, original score, and then the visual effects. So I was kind of glad to see that because I did enjoy that movie.
Yes, I did too.
And it was especially good in 3D.
Yeah.
So
yes, and this is, and I think that Ang Lee is the first director who's used 3D to the best effect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, well, that'll do it for right now. We will return after this short break.
I'm Trip Douglas.
Welcome home and stuff.
And I'm Ernie Douglas.
James Bond, Secret Agent 007.
And we're here to tell you.
Ernie! Just a minute, Uncle Charlie.
Come on, Ernie, you're gonna be late for school.
We're doing a promo for Me TV and junk.
Ernie, Trip.
Yes, Dad.
Come here a minute, will you?
We'll be down in a minute. As I was saying, Tramp, be quiet. Tramp?
Hey, have you guys seen Robbie? Oh, hi, I'm Katie Douglas.
We're my three sons.
Ernie, I had to learn about women like Melissa through long, tough experience.
Let me make my own mistakes. They're half the fun.
And one daughter-in-law.
Thanks. Now I really feel like one of the family.
Watch me on Me TV.
You think girls are just boys' gift wrap.
Weekday mornings at 7, 6 Central on Me TV.
It's real neat.
Welcome back to Connect with Me here on Comcast 187 and 43.6 with an antenna. Our phone lines are still open. We've had a couple of calls so far, but we're still waiting to hear from you. The number is 265-4331. Our guest today is Becky Cinema, Connect with Me's official movie critic, and we just got done talking about the Oscars, who took home Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, and now we are going on to our movie reviews for the latest movies that are in theaters. So, Becky, the first movie we have is Side Effects. And this is about a couple from New York, and they're trying to readjust to life after the husband gets out of jail. But let's hold that thought real fast and let's take this phone call.
Sure.
Good morning, you're on Connect with Me. What is your question for Becky?
Let me turn my TV down here.
Oh yes, please do that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, what is your question for Becky?
Oh, about the Oscars.
Okay. Go ahead, you're on air.
Oh, I'm on the air?
Yes.
Okay. I just thought it was really, the thing about the boobs thing, I think was really in bad taste.
Yeah,
you know, I'm 73 years old, and I've never been one to be skittish about anything. But, you know, my feeling was that the women that are in films and they're showing their breasts, this is part of their job. This is what makes the film interesting in many cases. And, it's like putting somebody down for having a certain kind of job. I just think it was really bad. I actually turned my audio off on my TV. I normally don't watch the whole thing, but just the portion of it I started to watch, and I go, wow, that is really uncalled for. You could see the looks on some of those women's faces that they were really themselves shocked. So that's just what I thought about it. So.
All right. Well, thank you for your call and your comments and what you thought about that. Thanks for watching, and make sure to call again soon. Well, apparently he thinks breasts make films more interesting when they're in the movies.
I wouldn't quite put it that way. I would say that it's maybe necessary in the film that to show intimacy or for whatever reason.
Depending on the storyline and the plot.
In The Impossible, it showed Naomi Watts, but she was badly injured, so it did show her breasts.
Okay.
And I think they did a shout out about that, which was kind of in poor taste because she's hurt. So, but anyway,
yeah. Well, yeah, but like we said earlier, Seth MacFarlane did get quite a few negative feedback about his tasteless humor that he used for hosting. But anyways, we were talking about Side Effects, and we were at the couple that lives in New York, and the husband just got out of prison, and then the wife is severely depressed, and she's trying to cope with that, and she ends up taking medicine, and then things turn for worse, right?
Yes, that's how it starts out.
Okay. And how did you like that?
This is supposedly director Steven Soderbergh's last film, and I love his work. I think that for the most part he's done some fabulous films. This film was really hard to follow, and I don't find Rooney Mara, the star of it, particularly compelling.
Okay.
You're not really drawn into her. She's kind of one-dimensional. So it was hard to pay attention and figure out what the plot was. And then when the plot revealed itself much later, it was like, well, oh yeah.
Well, and then they had Channing Tatum in it.
Yes, he played the husband.
How did he do acting? Because when I think of Channing Tatum, we all think of like Magic Mike, we think of Step Up, those kind of like roles that he has that usually attract younger women, ladies. So how was he in this movie? It was more of a serious role for him.
Yeah, it was a serious role, and he wasn't called upon to do too much, so that may have worked. Why they chose him, I'm not really sure, because it was much more serious of a film. You saw a lot more of Jude Law than you did see of Channing Tatum.
Would you like Jude Law?
I think he's a great actor.
Yes,
yeah,
love Jude Law. So that's good. But we do have a trailer from Side Effects, so let's take a look at that.
house. Someone's been murdered.
There's been an incident.
What do we do? No sign of forced entry, no sign of struggle.
Where's her lawyer?
She doesn't have one. Just kept talking about you.
I don't understand why this is happening.
You know her?
Would you have treated her differently if she was a man?
That's not what happened.
Em, what is going on?
I put her on a Blixa. I don't think you should be my doctor anymore.
I think she requires more observation.
Someone gets punished.
It's all gonna go away.
It's gonna follow you around forever.
I had no idea this was going on.
Stop! There were $2
He'd been lying to her, and he was lying to me. I would never be here if it weren't for you.
So for those of you who just tuned in, that was the movie trailer for Side Effects. And what would be your rating from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst? What would you rate that as?
2.
2? So you didn't like it all that much?
No.
Okay. Well, there we have it. Next movie, Parker. Tell me, what is Parker about? It has Jennifer Lopez in it, and that's about all I know about the movie.
Jason Statham, this is an action film. He's a, well, I gather he's a private kind of hitman, and he goes by his own rules. You know, that's how they describe it. Oh yeah, of course. Well, you've never heard that before. But actually, it's good. It's a good action film, and this is the first time I've seen J-Lo without trying to act adorable. So she was kind of clever in it. She gets mixed up with him, and I mean, not in a romantic way necessarily, but and they both do well by that. So it's interesting. It's a nice little movie.
Normally Jennifer Lopez is always in, like, you know, the kind of rom-com role around there.
Close up on her butt. They didn't do that this
Singing,
time. Yeah,
you know,
yeah, no, not at all. She was about as good in this as she was in the film that she did for Steven Soderbergh, the one with George Clooney, Out of Sight.
Okay.
And that one, she was very clever. So she did well.
All right, well, let's take a look at this movie trailer of Parker.
Civilized people need to follow rules. And these are mine.
Everybody down!
I don't steal from people who can't afford it. I don't hurt people that don't deserve it. So relax.
I gotta say, Parker, you came as advertised, but I'm gonna need the whole score for this next thing.
We made a deal.
If you were me, what would you do with a guy like you?
I'd kill him while I had the chance. Most importantly, if you say you'll do something and you don't,
Do it!
I'll make sure you regret it.
All right, Parker, what would you rate that as?
I liked it. I'd give it between a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4? Yeah. So definitely maybe a go see then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not a lot of meaning to it, but it's got a nice crisp move to it, and Jason
and the action
Statham
was good? It was believable?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Jason Statham's kind of hot, so that never
Ooh,
hurts.
now we know who Becky has a crush on here.
Oh, at least.
Oh, geez. So are there any movies coming up that you are looking forward to seeing, that you are just...
I'm curious about the Oz film coming up with James Franco and Rachel Weisz. Let's see. It's got several actors in it. I don't know when that opens, so but I'm curious about that one.
It's coming up soon.
Yeah, it is. It may come out this weekend. I'm not really sure.
All right, perfect. Well, then maybe you can review those movies with John when he's back and he's feeling better. But for right now, this is it for Connect With Me here on VTV Fresno. Tomorrow, make sure to join us. We will be talking with the person who started the Mighty Moms Foundation. We will see you tomorrow.
could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina.